Hello, and welcome to Color Commentary. I'm TJ, and I will be talking about Hawkeye Episode 2. This is turning out to be a very good show, and I'm enjoying it so far, learning about, Kate Bishop and getting a little more in-depth feel for Hawkeye and his family, as well as, the cinematography is great. I'm really enjoying this show so far. It's only 2 episodes, but so far so good. It was like a little mini movie almost so far. And now for spoilers. Okay, Hawkeye episode 2. Wow, we got a little bit more explaining done about some things. It started right back off where the first episode left off, with him taking her in the alley and snatching the mask off her, the Ronin mask off her, so he could find out who she was. And then he, shocked. So then they went to her aunt's house, they went to her house, where she lives, and Pizza Dog is there, Lucky, and they had a little conversation. He was telling her about how to, clean herself up. First, they made a stop to get some supplies, and she thought he was going to an Avengers, hideout or something like that. Nope. To your local pharmacy to get some Band-Aids, antiseptic, all that good stuff. Hydrogen peroxide, some wraps, all that good stuff, because they just regular people with no power. So when they do stuff, they get hurt. Then after that, they went to her house. She did a little mending on herself. He did a little mending on himself. And that's when he went to go ahead and tell her that, she needs to cool it down, hide out. And he went to go try to figure back to her house. No, I'm taking it back. When they were at her house, the bumbling idiot gang, the Tracksuit Mafia, which is the dumbest name ever, Tracksuit Mafia. Yeah, they followed her, because they followed her to Armand's house from the last episode, and that's how they was right outside the house when she got there. And so of course they followed her when she saved the dog and took him to her house. So they knew where she lived. So they went there, started throwing Molotov cocktails through her windows, and that's when he decided to throw one back. They threw one in, and he threw it right back at him, and then of course the apartment's now on fire, so now they have to go ahead and leave and get the heck up out of there. Which is when they decide to go to her aunt's house, who's out of town, and apparently is an Easter egg for a West Coast Avenger from the comics from, eons ago. But anyway, yeah, she stayed at her aunt's house, who was out for the summer, for whatever, till the summer anyway, because I guess she don't stay in New York during Christmas in the wintertime or whatever. And she clearly was an old movie star or whatever, and yada, yada, yada. Whilst there, he tells her to stay there at the aunt's house while he go and try to figure out back at her house to get the Ronin suit that got left behind during the fire. He gets there, he sneak in using the fireman's outfit, and to come to find out, somebody already took the Ronin outfit. So then he go ahead and leave. He figured out what they was doing, some kind of larder thing where you basically medieval times outside in the park, and you just slinging swords around and having a good time, enjoying yourselves. So he figures out he has to go to that. But he goes and he meets a guy named Grills who has the suit, and which I really like Grills. He was a real cool dude. One of the few black people I've seen so far in the show, and yeah, I liked him a lot. I hope he come back around later in this season for some help from the fire department for something, because he was a cool dude. Yeah. So he go ahead and participate in the thing so he could talk to the dude so he can get the suit back. And he ended up, after all of the huffing and puffing he did, enjoying himself. And dude was true to his word, because he asked him to let him kill him. He's like, you're a real superhero. This closest I'm going to get. So, can you please let me kill you? And so, Hawkeye Clint played along, and, he let him kill him. And then he was true to his word. He gave up the suit and gave it back to Clint. So Clint got the suit back, put it in a locker. And so now, meanwhile, while he's doing that, Kate then went to work, talked to her mama, started grilling her mama boyfriend, Jack. I forget his last name, but apparently he's the comic book character known as the Sword Master, and which explains why he stole the sword in the first episode, like I said. And yeah, and why swords all over her mama's house now because he practically lives there. So he's the sword master, but he acts like his skills are not all that great. So she's grilling him about his uncle that had just passed away, Armand the Third. And yeah, it was ridiculous how hard she went. So then they finally agreed to dinner. They go to dinner that night. He cooked. It was good, she say. And then she started grilling him again about his swords and why he like them and yada yada. Challenge him to a fencing match in which they do fence, and it was a good scene. I enjoyed that again, showing her skills. She got a lot of damn skills. Kate Bishop's Hawkeye ain't no joke. And yeah, so she pushed him, so then he had to, show his skills to disarm her, and so that's what he ended up doing. So to show that she wanted to show her mama that he was a liar, but her mama really wasn't trying to hear that. There's something weird and fishy going on with her mama. I'm still trying to hang on the line on that because Marvel is good at dangling little threads in front of you to send you one way, and it's actually the other way. So, even though they got some obvious, he looks like a villain type deal going on, I'm like, could very well be just to make you say no because it's too obvious. And then, secretive stuff going on, and you're like, could be, but not probably. I don't know. I'm just going to enjoy it and figure it out as I go along. So yeah, he disarmed her. He get proven to be a liar about his skill set anyway, and her mama just was like, "Screw that! I ain't trying to hear that. You could have hurt him and blah blah blah." It was a mess. So, and her trying to contact Clint to tell him about this new clues that she caught herself got going on, thinking that her mother's boyfriend Jack is the one that killed his uncle because of his love of swords and the sword stabbing in the back of the Armand the Third. So, she trying to contact him is not going through. Somebody else answered his phone because Clint turned himself in to the tracksuit mafia to try to deal with them so he can be over it and done so he can go home for Christmas. He talked to his wife. He got 5 days. 5 days to get home, and I hope he make it before Christmas because he promised his daughter he'd be there for Christmas. So yeah, he turned himself into them. He let them catch him, and then he went through a whole process with them, did the little fake thing about being captured, catch and release. He said it was Nat's old move. He's still thinking about Natasha. Oh, good old Black Widow. Little do he know he got a new Black Widow he's going to be meeting later this season. And it ain't going to be nice. Yelena Belova, people. Yelena Belova. Anyway, she decides to track his phone because when he exchanged numbers with her, she called his phone, and then she also put some tracking software because her mama her mama owns this security firm, and apparently this is part of their software. So she been doing it anyway. So she tracked him on to his house to see where he was at, and now she been tracking him and see that he been caught because somebody else answered his phone finally after she didn't text him and left a couple of messages. Somebody answered his phone that wasn't Clint, so then she tracked him, found out where he was at, and while he was in the middle of negotiating with the people, she didn't drop through the freaking skylight like an a-hole and got them both recaught. And it's at this point that they introduce us to who's going to be, I don't know, a villain antagonist, I'll say, for maybe a few episodes. Echo, who has already been confirmed to have a Disney Plus show of her own coming in a couple of years. I don't know if it's 2022 or 2023, but yeah, Echo has a show, so I'm thinking she's going to survive this show, of course, and probably not be as bad as we think she's going to be right now. So yeah, that's how that went on, and with them finding Echo. And yeah, that's how that went off. She's also a deaf character, Native American, and I can't wait to see what she could do. She's like Taskmaster, only it's organic. She can see whatever somebody's doing and instantly copy it, no matter what they're doing. Music, fighting moves, dancing. She don't give a crap. She see it, she can do it. So I can't wait to see how that's gonna turn out when they fighting and she picking up on their moves and then shooting the arrows. She's gonna be like, oh, now I can do that. Bing, bing, bing. It's gonna be something to see. So I'm waiting for this week's episode of episode 3. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that and how they going to get out of this jam of them being recaught and Echo having a conversation with them. That was episode 2, y'all. So far, so good. Little mini movie, 2 episodes, 40 minutes each. It was nice. I'll see you guys next week for episode 3. Enjoy.